All right, who's ready for part three? I am. That's right, y'all see the title. No introduction required. We going we continuing the saga. Or as they say, the saga continues. Now we got part three of why the Mgtow haters stay failing. In which before I even begin, and get this came on my radar just recently, which is further ammo for the arsenal. Be, to all you retarded fuck ass MGTOW haters who wants to jump up and claim that MGTOWs, red pills, manosphere, and all male groups are far right wing conservatives. I want to see y'all debunk this shit, which is the conservatives are also speaking out against MGTOW and other male groups. The conservatives believe that we don't follow their values, in which, to be honest, they're correct. For some, they're correct. But what have we been telling these retarded fuck ass MGTOW haters? MGTOW does not have a political side. We're not left wing, we're not right wing, and we damn sure ain't left wing. Oh, of course. This is coming from the same MGTOW haters who are far left wing libtards that has that, oh, if you're not with us, then you're against us bullshit ass mentality. In which, with that type of mentality, that's going to make people join the opposing team with that mentality. And rather, they put in MGTOWs on a political side because of their association. Yes, these MGTOW haters are far left libtards, mostly feminists and other groups who are far left, believes that MGTOW, our opposition, they believe that because they're far left libtards, that makes us far right wing conservatives. Well, I'm happy that the conservatives point out that flaw and debunk that shit. Because now you MGTOW haters can stop making that claim. As I say before, MGTOWs don't have a political side. We're not left, we're not right, we're not we're not liberal, we're not conservative, we're not democratic, and we're not Republican. In fact, a good portion of MGTOWs are not even into politics. So why is these MGTOW haters automatically putting us on the side? We don't know. But don't they look fucking stupid doing that shit in the process? Now we on to the next failure. Oh, these MGTOWs are racist, in which it's time for them to have several seats because they've been claiming MGTOW's been racist for years and still show no evidence. In fact, this goes back to part two, where you had one MGTOW hater claiming that MGTOWs are anti-Semitic, even though there are Jewish men in the Mgtow philosophy, which completely destroys their argument. But I'm going to talk about race in general. And what's more contradictory and hypocritical, the majority of them crying about Mgtows are racist at one point exposed their own selves for being racist. Or worse, they'll go. You have some of these Mgtow haters pointing fingers, calling other Mgtows racist, but then when their own when their own side shows just how racist they are, those same ones want to point out racist, well, so-called racist in Mgtow, these are the same ones that sit back and condone their own side of doing it. That's right. It's only okay for the Mgtow haters to be racist for some reason. And when it's the Mgtow haters being racist, now all of a sudden those same retarded fuck ass Mgtow haters wants to be quiet. They don't want to say shit. Oh, that's right. How can I forget? They ain't gonna correct their own on the same matters that they complain about because they too busy trying to stay loyal to their fellow haters just to maintain a friendship. But get this, everybody's seen the shit. They see the hypocrisy. Even had one Mgtow hater mad and in his feelings because I sat there and defended Jason Aldean, crying and bitching about, oh, there is obvious racism. Okay, so where's the racism at? Crickets. He ain't got shit. He didn't have shit to say afterwards. And as I say, if you're gonna challenge someone and then get quiet, and and then get quiet when they counter your argument, to stay quiet. That would be the most intelligent thing you ever did. Because the moment you open your mouth and say something stupid, then yes, people will look at you that way. I'm just being brutally honest here. But moving along, now you got the tinfoil hat MGTOW haters coming in with their propaganda. Oh, oh, one of my favorites that these MGTOW haters always drop is this. Oh, the government created MGTOW. Really? Really? So according to the dumb MGTOW haters, aka the tinfoil hat MGTOW haters, they claim that MGTOW was created by the government. But wait a second. They mean the same government that's trying to get rid of MGTOWs? That's hard to believe. So basically, the same so basically the government who's trying to get rid of MGTOWs is the same government that created it. How fucking stupid is that claim? But then again, we're talking to the tinfoil hat MGTOW haters, who 9 times out of 10 believe that MGTOW is who 9 times out of 10 believe that MGTOWs is part of the Illuminati. We're part of the secret society. Oh, MGTOWs are part of Freemasonry and all that other tinfoil hat sit in the corner ass shit. Next thing they're gonna say is, "Oh, MGTOW haters are lizard men." Fuck out of here with your fucking conspiracy theories. Because if Mgtow haters was part of a secret society, then how the fuck would you know? Isn't a secret society is what it is a secret? I think so, right? Let's move along. Now we about to come across all these all these meat all the media itself, from biased media outlets to social media itself. And which the first thing I'm going to start off with is all you Reddit all you Reddit crybabies. You see, you MGTOW haters that so depend on Reddit, thinking that Reddit is somehow the end all be all when it comes to Mgtow on other social media platforms, y'all really making yourselves look stupid by the day. Especially that now y'all got to go to the archives to pull up old shit in regards to Mgtows on Reddit. Well, let me go ahead and tell you this right here. Reddit is not the Ten Commandments to not just Mgtow and all these other male groups on social media. But that's how y'all treat it as. Mgtow Reddit is the Ten Commandments of all the Mgtows on all across social media. First off, dead that shit. Because how long has it been since the Mgtow subreddit been deleted? And for some reason, what's being said over there at Reddit is not being echoed on not just here on YouTube, the Mgtows on Facebook, the Mgtows on Twitter. It's not being echoed. For some reason, y'all think that the Mgtow subreddit is the Reddit is such a reliable source of understanding these Mgtows, and y'all wonder why y'all look stupid in the end. Reddit is not the end all be all. So miss us with that shit. On to the next. TikTok. We're gonna get on TikTok's ass with their shit. Well, apparently TikTok has a obvious bias. Not just an obvious bias, but also a hypocrisy. This is the reason why you will never catch me over there on TikTok, period. Ain't it funny that TikTok wants nothing to do with any male groups? Mgtow, Red Pill, Manosphere, they don't want that shit over there. But but here's the claim. They claim that it promotes hatred and all that other bullshit. But ain't it funny? This is the same TikTok that has no problem with the feminists posting their hatred, posting their misandry, posting their hatred of men. And we'll get to that. We'll get to more of that later. But TikTok thought no one would never notice. No one would ever notice that, they don't want misogyny on their platform, but misandry is A-OK. It's wrong for men hating women, but it's okay if women hate men. And I'm glad that everybody is pointing their hypocrisy out. This is why I advise everybody, man, stay off Stay off of TikTok, man. It's clear to see that they have an obvious bias. No different than Reddit. On to the next. And yeah, and yeah, YouTube, you are no exception either. And it's clear to see that, and it's clear to see, just like the others, you yourself also have a bias. Now, if it were up to YouTube, all of us would have been taken off. However, we do have pillars protecting us. But yeah, YouTube needs to explain how come when it comes to their ad revenue, they themselves have a bias on that shit too. Oh, if you put Mgtow in the title or you say Mgtow in your videos, you get demonetized. You talk about women, you get demonetized, and so forth and so forth. But when it's the other way around, but when it's the other way around, oh, you could talk about men all you want, you could get paid. You could be misandrous and get paid. Oh, oh, if you're a feminist, oh, not only we protect you, you could get paid and you could go out and harass men on our platforms too. You see, this is the reason why I do not rely on no money from YouTube. In fact, the way I get my money, I get paid. YouTube can't pay me enough. How I get paid is absolutely none of their concern. This reason I don't talk about this shit. Now, down the line, I will talk about ways for you to get your money up. Stay tuned for that. But it's clear to see, but it's clear to see that these platforms clearly have a bias, especially when YouTube's former CEO is a feminist. Oh, how many of y'all did not know that shit? So it's obvious they will have a problem with us to the point to where they'll demonetize, they'll blacklist, even find ways to get rid of anyone who are in opposition of them. And they wonder why they constantly get summoned out to DC to explain themselves. But I'm done with social media. I'm done with the social media side. Let's talk about the news media now, especially to you biased news outlets. Yeah, I'm talking to you, CBS, or shall I say pro-feminist CBS. I'm talking to you, pro-feminist CNN. I'm talking to you, pro-feminist Vice. And each and every news outlet who clearly has a side. Last year, all the way up to now, y'all been doing anything and everything y'all can to try to demonize and vilify us. But every time y'all tried to do so, there's always something that will completely set y'all back. February, March, and April of last year, you media outlets tagged with the Secret Service and Homeland Security in y'all desperate attempt to try to get the manosphere and any parts. This also includes the incel community and the Mgtow philosophy. Y'all try to get y'all try to get our sides completely shut down in your attempts to try to make it seem like, these male groups commit mass shootings and shit. And by doing so, you had all these you had you had all these haters, from the bad actors to the conspiracy theorists. Every time from April from April of last year up to now, you had bad acting Mgtow haters and the conspiracy theorists, the tinfoil hat wearers, all of them so hell bent in making each and every recent mass shooter part of the male groups in which there was no link. There was nothing linking them. And man, they were doing everything they can. However, the problem was there are no links to these that link these mass shooters to any of the male groups. This is why you got clowns thinking that, if we claim Elliot Rodger is a Mgtow, then he's a Mgtow, even though everybody did their thorough research, looked at the evidence, looked at the footage of his videos, his posts, everything. We looked everywhere. And there's not a single ounce of evidence showing that Elliot Rodger had any involvement with Mgtow, period. And the only evidence that y'all did had was him being an incel. And that's it. But it wasn't just Elliot Rodger. Each and every male mass shooter, they tried to make it seem like, he's part of the Manosphere, he's part of Red Pill, they part of Mgtow, all failed. The craziest one was the Buffalo mass shooter. And which of course is obvious. And which of course that one was completely obvious. His motive was hatred. His motive was hatred of race, white supremacists. But somehow you had these clowns trying to make him be part of the male groups, and which of course that also failed due to lack of evidence. But here's the favorite one. The subway shooter. And it was around that point to where not just some media outlets, but law enforcement itself got tired of you retarded fuck-ass bad actors giving out your own conspiracy theories that they actually made it to the news. If I can find that article, I'll put the link in the comments section if I can. And yeah, they know exactly what y'all trying to do. And it didn't work. In fact, not only did it not work, but y'all put your own selves in the spotlight for being bad actors, trying to associate these mass shooters with other groups that have no involvement. But then the unthinkable happened. Back to our good old friends at TikTok. No, both TikTok as well as YouTube. You see, those same feminists who's trying so hard to get rid of us Mgtows, they ended up shooting themselves in the foot when some of their own started making their videos stating, and I quote, "We need to kill all men." And that shit went viral like wildfire. Now the public is now starting to see feminists as no different. Feminists claim that us Mgtows, the Manosphere, and these male spaces are all misogynistic. They hate women. while at the same time, several of their feminists put their own side on blast by by going on camera encouraging the death of men, kill all men, kill all male babies. And at that point, the public also noticed that feminism hates men. This is the reason why. This is the reason why everyone is looking at feminism no different than us Mgtows and male groups that they themselves complain about. What did Tom McDonald said? As I recall, feminism used to be the most righteous of fights, but it seems like nowadays you just secretly hate guys. So basically, feminism has now been exposed for their own misandry and their own hatred of men, while at the same time claiming that Mgtow, Red Pill, Manosphere hates women, but they're no better in the same category. And when confronted, oh boy, how they were defensive. But hey, it was their own who showed their own hatred of men. And out of all places, TikTok, that made TikTok even more guilty. But nothing prepared the libtards and the biased media outlets to what was about to come in the month of August of last year. JD, what happened in the month of August last year? I'm so glad you asked. You see, the month of August, we all seen it. You had one female attempted to go on a mass shooting at the Dallas Loveland Airport in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. Yeah, she attempted to do a mass shooting, but shout out to Dallas PD officials for stopping her before she could harm anybody. And if that was bad enough, guess what happened 3 weeks later? Atlanta, Georgia, another female went on a shooting spree, shooting 3 men, killing 2, injuring 1, and then tried to flee the country, until Atlanta PD caught up with her, arrested her, and now she's serving time. And to think she was going to go back to her own country. Nope. You shot at 3 people, killing 2, injuring 1. And this right here completely dashes these feminists' claims and assumptions about, only men go on mass shootings. No, women go on. No, you don't, feminists. Women also go on mass shootings too. In fact, there is history. Women have a long history of going on mass shootings, just like the men. But then you hear the arguments, but men go on mass shootings more than women. No one gives a fuck about your comparisons. And that's another thing that kills me. Everybody thinks comparisons is supposed to prove what? As if comparisons is supposed to beat any argument. Not this one. You see, in this situation, It's not about who does it more than the other. And yes, I look at that shit as a petty excuse. I'm looking at the bigger picture. The fact of the matter is, women go on mass shootings just as much as the men do, and no different than the men. So your comparisons don't mean shit. In fact, no one gives a damn who does it more than the other. The only thing the people concerned about is this shit needs to stop. And lo and behold, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 7 months later, 7 months later, the Nashville, Tennessee school shooting. Who was behind the gun? And and before you talking about, oh, she's transgender, dude, it's already been proven that she didn't do none of the procedures of becoming trans. In fact, she didn't get no work done at all. So basically, Nashville PD, because of this, Nashville PD identifies her as a woman. And guess what? Yet another female mass shooter. So we could cry about the men being mass shooters, but women can be mass shooters too. Just like how kids can also be mass shooters. Yes, you got kids doing this shit, and it needs to stop. Mass shootings in general, men, woman, child, whoever's doing it needs to stop, period. And yes, I know to the haters out there, it's crazy that a Mgtow is saying this, but guess what? I am. But through it all, you know what the one thing these Mgtow haters fail at? They fail at stopping us Mgtows. In fact, the things that they're doing is doing the exact opposite of what they want to be done. They ain't stopping Mgtows, they're giving us free advertisement. Some are even our closet fans. But wait, I thought the goal was to stop Mgtow, not help Mgtows grow even further. Well, that's what happened. In their desperate attempt to try to stop Mgtow, the only thing they did was help Mgtows grow bigger. Now Mgtows is even larger than anything. What's more, Mgtows is now known globally. Every country, every continent, every island. Mgtow is universally known. And yeah, I know, for some who think that Mgtow is just a Western problem, really need to open your brain up some more. Boy, you simpletons are a joke. Yeah, you got some that think that Mgtow is just a Western thing. No, Mgtow is known globally. From here in the West, from here in the US, down to South America, on through Europe, throughout Africa, throughout the Middle East, throughout Asia, throughout the Pacific Islands, everybody knows. And everybody is part of it in their own way. And the fact that you're helping us grow instead of stopping us, that right there tells you just how much you Mgtow haters fail. And I'm surprised that part 3 is the ending. Well, I'm happy with a 3-part series. But to all you Mgtow haters wondering why y'all shit ain't working, I just gave you all the answers. I just gave you all the answers while y'all shit's failing. Maybe y'all should go back to the drawing board and rethink your strategies instead of trying to use dead bullshit arguments and claims that are not working. You should. Now, I said everything I had to say. I'm done with this 3-part saga and I'm off this bitch. Later.